Good evening, everyone. Notice of this meeting stating the date, place, and time has been disseminated as required under the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975. Copies of the agenda are also posted on the city's website and Linden TV for the public. This meeting is now called to order. Mr. Clerk, can you please conduct a prayer and flag salute?
God of the universe, look thou with favor upon these here assembled, and bestow thy guidance upon the members of the governing body in their deliberations. This we ask in thy name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In the event of an emergency, the proper method of exiting the council chambers is through the 3 doors in the rear of the room. Occupants should proceed down the staircase, out the front door, and move away from the area of the front steps. Any member of the public wishing to speak during the public comment session at the end of the meeting, please sign in on the white sheets provided in the front of the room with your name and address. Please turn off all cell phones or place them on vibrate. If you need to take a call, please leave the council chambers to do so. Mr. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Mrs. Ormond.
Here.
Javik.
Present.
Caldwell. Here. Rivas.
Present.
Mohammed.
Present.
Roman.
Here.
Strano.
Here.
Armstead.
Here.
Rodriguez.
Here.
Hudak.
Here.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Here. Can we have approval of the public session minutes of May 21st, 2024, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the public meeting minutes of May 21st, 2024. Can I get a second?
I second.
Mrs. Ormond.
Yes.
Javik.
Yes.
Caldwell. Rivas.
Yes.
Mohammed. Yes. Roman.
Yes.
Strano. Yes. Armstead. Yes. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Hudak.
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, we're going to have a presentation from Joshua Belisari. Okay, Acting Director of Linden Public Library. Can you please come forward?
Sure. Good evening, members of the Linden City Council. I am thrilled to be here today to discuss the exciting summer reading programs at the Linden Public Library. Our summer reading programs are designed to engage our community and foster a love for reading and learning and participants of all ages. I would like to take this opportunity to provide you with an overview of what we have planned for this summer. First and foremost, participation in our summer reading program is completely free for all interested participants. While library cards are reserved for those who live, work, or go to school in Linden, everyone is welcome to join our summer events and activities. So if anyone has relatives who live in Linden, but maybe parents live in Rahway or another surrounding town, they are welcome to participate in these programs free of charge. I'm also excited to announce that the Linden Public Library now offers a free downloadable app, which is available in both the Google Play and Apple stores. This app provides easy access to our library catalog, enables users to download ebooks and audiobooks, and allows patrons to manage their accounts online so they can renew without having to go into the library if they have material checked out or calling the library. They can just do it from their phone. So a QR code is included on a bookmark that's in the blue folder. I'll show that to you guys. So right here, so if you already have a library card, you can just scan this, put in your library card information after you download the app, and it'll automatically go right to your account. In addition to our library app, we have introduced using the Beanstack app, which families can use to track their reading progress and earn awards at the library. This user-friendly app makes it easy for families to stay motivated and engaged throughout the summer. And information on how to use this app is included in this pamphlet, as well as the laminated bookmark. These materials are also available for pickup at the library. Our Children's Summer Reading Program officially kicks off on Wednesday, June 26th, with a Touch a Truck event featuring both the Linden Fire Department and the Police Department. I should say that's weather permitting, of course. And we actually had a conversation with one of the deputy chiefs of the fire department. If it's too hot, we might have to cancel, since we are in the middle of a heat wave. However, even if that is canceled, we will also have face painting and a concert in the library, so there still will be an event on that day. And our program will conclude on Wednesday, August 21st, with a visit from a video game truck and another music concert. Okay, between those dates, we will have a variety of activities planned, including craft workshops, engaging guest speakers, toddler story times, and this is something new that we're starting this year, free academic reading support for early elementary school age children. We actually hired a local Linden teacher who also has a tutoring business on the side to help us design this program, and that program is free of charge. The rules for participation in the Children's Summer Reading Program are on the last page of the children's event packet. So it's this packet where it says adventure begins at your library. So it's a list of all the events by month. And then at the very end of the packet, we have all the rules for the summer reading program. So, please share this with any interested families so they can really take advantage of the Children's Summer Reading Program. Now, for our adult patrons, we're going to have a range of enjoyable programs. Tomorrow, we're going to celebrate Juneteenth. We are open. However, we're going to have a performance by a very good actress who's going to basically reenact the life of Harriet Tubman. Okay, we also have scheduled an author talk, an escape room event, and a puzzle party. So we really hope that people who are older can come to the library and also enjoy, and all the dates for each of these events is on this sheet here. I am confident that our summer reading programs will be a hit with the community and contribute to a vibrant and engaging summer at the Linden Public Library. Thank you for your time and continued support for our library and our library programming. If you have any questions or need further information, I'm happy to provide it. I've included my business card with each of the folders. Please reach out to me. Okay, if you want to learn more information, if you want to get a tour of the library and see some of the improvements that I've authorized with my library board since I became interim director in July of 2023. Does anyone have any questions or comments before I yield the floor? Yes. Let me see. I don't know her name offhand. I can get that for you. Yes, she has. She performed as Bessie Coleman, who was, I think, the first African-American female aviator. You're welcome.
Well, I don't have a question. I just
Sure.
wanted to thank you for everything that you're doing and the board is doing.
Sure.
Because having a library and promoting our library is something that we should all continue to do.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome.
I'm very impressed with the summer reading program, especially the tutoring for the reading.
I would
It's
also
very important.
I know. Before I go, I'd also like to thank my staff. They've been working very hard, and it is my goal to offer excellent customer service to all the patrons who come in the library, and I've been making that clear, and I feel that my staff has been delivering that.
Hey, Josh.
You're welcome.
Council President, if I may. Josh, hi. Pleasure to meet you. If you could have that all these great flyers sent to us digitally, I'd like to post them on Facebook so that the residents, especially the 6th Ward residents I represent, know about these, because I didn't know you were doing this.
Oh, absolutely. So what I can do you want me to email the email address on the website?
Yep.
Or I can
Absolutely.
do that tomorrow.
You can send them to the clerk's office and all the council members will receive it.
Yep.
Okay, so that might
Yep.
be better, just to go right to the clerk?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so all these materials will be emailed electronically to the clerk tomorrow morning when I go back to the office,
Yeah.
and he can distribute it to all you guys.
PNGs are best, something that, like, photos that we can post on Facebook. That'll
sorry?
get- Photos that we can post on Facebook. A lot of us have pretty large Facebooks at this point that our constituents follow, so I think that would be beneficial to you to get your programs out to the residents.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Josh. Okay, we'll now move on to ordinances on hearing, beginning with ordinance 6825, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic, of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance Adopting and Enacting the Revised General Ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23, 1999, and approved November 24, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Section 1, Chapter 3, Section 15, entitled "Skateboards," shall be deleted in its entirety and replaced as follows. Chapter 3, Police Regulations, Section 3-15, low-speed motorized vehicles, bicycles, scooters, and skateboards.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Madam President, I make a motion to move ordinance 68-25 and ask for a second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6826, please.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $110,000 for acquisition of firefighting equipment and personal protective equipment for the fire department, and authorizing the issuance of $104,500 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I move to close the public hearing of ordinance number 6826. Move for approval and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Rivas? Yes. Mohammed?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6827, please.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $38,500 for acquisition of riding lawn mowers for the Department of Public Works, and authorizing the issuance of $36,575 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I move we close the hearing on ordinance 6827, adopt it, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6828, please.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $5,411 for various capital improvements for the Division of Engineering, and authorizing the issuance of $4,190,450 bonds or notes to finance part of the cost thereof.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Please come forward.
I may be delinquent and not
Okay,
understand.
could you please state your name?
Oh,
and address?
Virginia Malik. Be delinquent and not knowing enough about the $5 million. But someone from engineering, can someone just tell me maybe the top 5 projects that the $5 million will be spent on?
Mr. Bishop?
Yes, ma'am. In a rotating round robin, if you will, there are roads and resurfacing that happens. Not only the top 5, but probably the top 1.
All right, fine, so it's mostly resurfacing of roads.
That is correct, ma'am.
What
That
about
would include milling, paving,
Right,
disposal of the millings, some catch basin work, curbs, and so forth.
And not much on sewers, or just mostly
No,
roads?
that also
sewers.
included in that.
Okay, thank
Certainly not the bulk of the 5 million, though.
Good, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is there anyone else from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion that we close the hearing on 68-28, adopted and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Yes. Rivas?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6829, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23, 1999, and approved November 24, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic, Section 7-10, parking prohibited at all times on certain streets shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows: 7-10, parking prohibited at all times on certain streets. Delete Marion Avenue West Side between West Blanky Street and West Elizabeth Avenue.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I move we close the hearing on ordinance 6829, adopted and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6830, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23, 1999, and approved November 24, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic, Section 7-13, parking prohibited for street cleaning and maintenance shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows. Add Marion Avenue West Side, Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Location Elizabeth Avenue to Blanky Street. East side of Marion Avenue, Friday, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Elizabeth Avenue to Blanky Street.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I move we close the hearing on ordinance 6830, adopted and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Rivas? Mohammed?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6831, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23, 1999, and approved November 24, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows. Chapter 7, Traffic, 7-33, handicap parking regulations, 7-33.1A, handicap parking on street. Delete 1413 Emma Place, 418 West Blanky Street, which is on the Spruce Street side, 201 West 16th Street. Add 921 East Henry Street, 203 West 16th Street, 1908 East St. George's Avenue, 508 Ziegler Avenue.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I move that we close the hearing on ordinance 6831, adopted and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Rivas?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak? Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, we'll now move on to consent agenda items. All items listed with asterisks are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted with one motion. Can we have a motion, please, on items number 1 through 7?
Council President, I'd like to have a motion for items 1 through 7 on the consent agenda and ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, we're going to now move on to reports from the governing body, beginning with Councilwoman Ormond in the First Ward.
Thank you, Council President. I'm going to start off with the City of Linden Division of Transportation and Properties. I hereby submit the monthly financial report from the Division of Transportation and Parking for the month of May 2024. This report includes the collection of on- and off-street parking meters, railroad parking lots, railroad parking permits, and merchant parking permits. The Trenton side collections, $2,300. New York side collections, $1,156. Railroad credit card transaction, $28,599.49. Railroad permits, 0. Railroad mobile payments, 2320 parking, $10,314. Online railroad permits, 0. Parking meter collections, $12,686.90, and merchant permits, $83, for a grand total of $55,139.39, submitted by Tyrone L. Givens, the traffic maintenance supervisor. Our budget review and finance report, approval is requested for the following finance actions. The payment of bills totaling $3,329,348.59. Bills have been signed by the mayor, council president, and finance chairwoman, and a detailed check register and vouchers are on file in the clerk's office. We are in receipt of the investment made by the city treasurer for the month of May at the rate of 4.16%. I move for approval and ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to start off by saying that this is probably my favorite time of the year as we embark on graduations, not only college and high school, but our middle school students as well. Over the next couple of days, we're going to see a lot of activity in the First Ward, particularly down near the athletic field, where we're going to be hosting, where the Linden Board of Education will be hosting their middle school graduation and also their high school graduation. So we just ask that you be patient as you're traveling through that particular area. Be mindful that we have over 400 graduates for the high school and 300 plus for each one of the middle schools. So we're just asking for your patience. Parking is going to be a little bit crazy, but it is a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence for each one of the students and their families. Summer is approaching, which means, once again, all these kids will be out riding bikes and just having a good time. So we're just going to ask, once again, please be careful, slow down, and just be mindful of the students and the children that are going to be out actively enjoying the weather. Construction is going on in our community, but I would like to make sure that everyone is mindful that we do have an ordinance that states that construction must end at 6:00 p.m. I'm beginning to enact on a zero tolerance for that. If you're banging roofs or whatever, I will have construction code come down and issue you a summons. I'm not even going to ask for a warning, a summons, because our residents deserve peace and quiet after a certain time, and that is 6:00. We have utility work that's going on Washington, Miltonia, Loretta, and it's finally wrapping up. We will be finishing up some sidewalks throughout the season, and we'll be also doing some of them in the fall. So if your sidewalks are raised because of trees, please contact me, and we can put them on the list to make sure they get done. I'm also going to be a stickler this season for property maintenance and your grass. Our community has always been pristine, and Linden has always been very, very prideful with the way that we looked. We now have a lot of people that are moving into homes that don't care about what their property look like, but I do. So if you decide to let your grass grow too high, guess what? I will be calling the Board of Health. Yes, you will get a warning the first time. The second time, you'll be receiving a summons. So please, it doesn't take a lot to keep your grass looking neat. Your neighbors will appreciate it. I will appreciate it. And I'm going to hammer this in one time for this month, and I will do it again next month. Please keep your music down. We all live here, and we do respect the fact that you would like to enjoy your backyard and your family. I get it, I do also. But you have to also respect the neighbors who live next to you, and they do not deserve sub-tweeters and woofers and speakers that are 5 feet tall blasting music that you can hear 3 blocks away. It's not fair. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. I don't care if one person in the neighborhood says it's okay, there's 50 people that say that it's not okay. We have to be mindful of seniors as well as children on the spectrum that do not tolerate that type of noise. So just be mindful. Once again, phone calls will be made and you will be issued a warning and then eventually a citation if you do not comply with the noise ordinance. It should be shut down completely by 10 o'clock, but once again, if it is that noisy and you know it's acceptable, please keep it down, keep it to a minimum. I would just like to also just wish everyone a wonderful, happy 4th of July as the holiday is approaching. Be safe, be careful, and just remember, if you're going to use fireworks, please do it mindfully and safely. Have a wonderful summer and a wonderful holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Javik?
Yes, Council President. As chairman of the Fire Committee, the Fire Prevention Bureau collected the following monies during the month of May 2024, a total of $7,349.15. Regarding our Linden Fire Department ambulance billing, the amount of $124,095.22 for May 2024 have been added to the total deposits for 2024 totaling $466,161.19. The Construction Code Department has issued 268 permits and processed 56 certificates for the month of May 2024 and has issued 150 summonses. Monthly revenue is as follows: building CCO permits and additional permit fees, $65,427. Zoning, $2,450. Court settlements for the month, $14,250. The reflective total being $82,127. And from the Board of Health, through a grant obtained by the Union County Office of Health Management, a county-wide health survey has been created. A flyer with a QR code for the survey has been added to the Board of Health page of the city website, distributed on Board of Health social media, and are being distributed at public events by our outreach staff. The results of this survey guides our state-mandated countywide community health assessment, which in turn helps inform our community health improvement plan, both of which are required to be updated every 4 years. The survey is brief and completely anonymous and is an opportunity for Linden residents to help decide public health efforts here in Linden and throughout Union County. We strongly encourage all Linden residents to have their voices heard in this process by completing the survey. The survey is available until June 30th and can be taken in English, Spanish, Polish, and Haitian Creole. Good evening, everybody. So in the second ward, we have finished most of the streets that were scheduled for repaving by the gas and water company work that was being done. And as soon as school is out, we will be doing DeWitt Street between Curtis and Elm Streets, and also West Henry Street. Scheduled sometime in July, we'll finally be Fuller Road by Superfresh and by the new Dunkin' Donuts. In my opinion, this street is way overdue and has taken a beating over the years from the excessive truck traffic on it. Additionally, the Clark property at the corner of Wood Avenue and West Elizabeth Avenue is now cleared, and construction should start by the end of this June. Oh, actually, the end of this July. Our Wood Avenue has been getting a new look lately, thanks to our SID Special Improvement District. Flowers have been added to the uptown lamp poles. Also, several more restaurants are now offering outdoor seating, and we are also continuing our power washing efforts on our uptown area. I strongly suggest you please help our small business community by patronizing all our shops, local businesses, and eateries. They need and deserve our support. Also, a new ordinance is moving forward regarding low-speed motorized vehicles, bicycles, scooters, and skateboards. Please reach out to the city clerk for this information, and also it will also appear on our City of Linden website. I can be reached at 908-494-4608 or email me at bjavick@linden-newjersey.gov, on Facebook, Second Ward Councilman Barry E. Javick. And remember to visit our City of Linden website for all additional information. And everybody have a great 4th of July. Council President, end report.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Caldwell?
Madam President, thank you. Dear neighbors, I want to take a moment to thank everyone who attended our last community meeting in May of 2024. Your participation and engagement is what makes our neighborhood strong and vibrant. I would also like to extend my gratitude to the Linden Police Department for their informative session on public safety. Their presence and guidance was invaluable to us all. As we embrace the summer season, I kindly ask everyone to please slow down while driving through our neighborhood. With children playing outside, it is crucial that we remain vigilant and drive safely. To those on scooters, please be cautious and courteous to ensure everyone's safety. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the graduating class of 2024. I'm particularly proud to share that my son Trevor will be graduating next Tuesday. He has made my husband and I incredibly proud. Trevor will be attending Universal Technical Institute in New Jersey beginning August 2024 and has been awarded multiple scholarships. Despite the uncertainties in the world today, Trevor has remained focused on his goals, and I encourage all graduates to keep their eyes on the prize and remember that you are all winners. Neighbors, if you notice any street lights that are out, if there's any sewer issues, you can contact me. My number is 908-531-0676. Your cooperation in keeping our community well lit and safe is greatly appreciated. Thank you once again for your continued support and commitment to our neighborhood, and let's continue to work together to make our community a wonderful place to live. And I want to wish everyone a happy Juneteenth. And remember, Councilwoman Caldwell always follows up and follows through. That concludes my report, Council President.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Mohammed?
Good evening, Council President. Good evening. I especially want to take this opportunity to congratulate those who have graduated from high school, even those who might have graduated from drug treatment programs. All of those persons are to be commended. This is a time of June, of commencement, and the beginning of a new period. And those who are high school graduates, those who are college graduates, those who are graduate school graduates, they are to be commended, especially our high school students. You know, young people get a real bad rap these days. But as a proud father of 6 children, I must tell you, it's not an easy job. Nobody gives you a prize for being a father or a mother. But parents should be proud, especially proud of those who have graduated from Linden High School, all the schools here in the city of Linden. So I just want to take this opportunity as a council member to congratulate you on making a major journey in your life. And I joined you this year when I received my Master's of Arts from the University of Chicago, the Graham School. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you, Councilman, and congratulations on your degree. Okay, Councilman Rivas?
Thank you, Madam. To my neighbors in the Fifth Ward, good evening, and to all the citizens of the city of Linden. Summer is here, and for many of my neighbors that I have had the opportunity to visit them and walk by, I like to remind them that this is the time when we all do that project that we wanted to do and the time has come. Summer is the project. I want to remind everybody that if you have any doubts, if you need a license for your construction, to please call our construction code. I have had many of my neighbors coming and ask me, hey, I'm doing this, and I have asked them, have you have a permit? And they said, no, I didn't know that I have to do a permit. So if you have any doubts, please contact the construction code office. It's better to do it the right way, as you're doing your projects during the summer times. I'd like to inform that as well as graduation in the first ward, our ward is going to have graduation of the fifth graders in school number 4. So I ask our neighbors to please make sure that the drivers are not being blocked. I know that there is a once a year celebration that happens, but we're getting a lot of complaints from the neighbors in the area, school number 4, that the drivers get blocked every time there is a main event. The area is not have a lot of parking for all the amount of people that attend these events. In regards to the work in our ward, thanks to the engineering department, I have information that there is going to be milling and resurfacing happening between the months of July and August on Ingalls Avenue, Deal Avenue, Caroline Avenue, Alberta Avenue, and Faith Avenue. There's also going to be resurfacing, milling and resurfacing happening on East Baltimore between St. George Avenue to Deal Avenue, and East Baltimore Avenue, Deal Avenue to East Elizabeth Street. There is gas company work happening in Deal Avenue and Garfield Street, and we're working with our engineering department to have all these roads repaved and resurface as quickly as they complete the job in order to have our neighborhood in the conditions that they found them, because we want our roads to be in good conditions. Very good, important information for my neighbors also in the Fifth Ward. The water company is going to be doing flushing on our system between June 18th through June 28th to provide high quality of water service. So please make sure that if you have not received a message from your water company, to pay some attention in during those days. They're going to be doing some water work in our ward. July 4th is coming. Juneteenth celebration is tomorrow. July 4th is coming. The holidays are coming. I'd like to recognize all these holidays, and I'd like to recognize the hard work that all of our neighbors do out there, the hard work that our city officials do. Please be careful. High temperatures are happening. Stay hydrated. Be safe. God bless you. If you want to reach me, my phone number is 908-718-7609, or you can reach me via email at crivas@linden-nj.gov. That concludes my report, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Roman?
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, Linden and 6th Ward. Start off, I just want to thank everyone for reaching out to me on Father's Day. I was very fortunate to share my Father's Day with my daughter Reagan, who also turned 1 on that day. It was a really good day, and I thank you, everyone that reached out to me. Appreciate you. I've been collecting a lot of addresses for tree trimming over the last few weeks, and the work on tree trimming will continue to be done. I've prided myself over the last couple of years on making sure all the trees are trimmed and not hanging too low for when you're going over the sidewalks. And cutting out the dead ones, usually by spring. But there's a few streets that need some help and have the trees raised, so that's happening now. I appreciate DPW for helping me with that. The 4-way stop sign was installed last month on 13th and Clinton, and it's working so far. Certainly, there are people, California, rolling through the stop signs. However, the accidents are down clearly. But that's what we were looking for. So if accidents were to happen, I've seen videos of accidents of cars getting flipped and such, and if the accidents do happen, they'll be at a lower rate of speed, but so far so good. Woodlawn, Stimson, East Munsell paving and the concrete work on the sidewalks is complete. I am happy with the results. I have not heard from Bob Sadowski or Diane Wilverding, who live in the area, and would have certainly told me by now if they weren't happy with it. So I hope you guys are happy with it. If you think something needs to get done, let me know. Bob, I try to get them out for your sidewalks. I didn't see it done though, so I'll follow up on that for you. I know that you wanted a few of those done. So thanks for engineering for that. And a lot of the roads are done in the 6th Ward, especially the side roads. So West Munsell is certainly next on the list for the 6th Ward. They did a half of that back in the day, and they never did the other half, and it needs it. So that will certainly be on the top of the list going forward. I've been trying to work on the train station area and the area surrounding it. Honestly, the train station is busier than ever, and it's been a real struggle to get things done over there due to just available manpower. But slowly and surely, we are getting work done there. I had Linden Police put up a sign recently near the train station that just reminded parkers that the street parking is a 2-hour permit parking zone, which is an ordinance we put in place a few years ago. I live in the busiest part of that zone, so I know that it helped. However, the sign's gone and it seemed kind of back to normal today. So I've personally seen Gail and Joe out there ticketing in the area for the cars that overstay those 2 hours, trying to avoid our daily parking in our lots. So if you're one of them and you don't have a permit, please, get a permit from the Linden Traffic Department ASAP so you don't get a ticket, because enforcement will happen. I nearly got a ticket myself the other day. I rushed out there as Gail was literally ticketing my car, so I ran out there and moved the car real quick in time. So I'm happy the enforcement is going to happen. It's going to continue. Wheeler Spray Park is in full gear on the weekends. It will open every day starting June 29th, 7 days a week. The parking is unfortunately inadequate. We had them add about 25 to 30 spots a few years ago at my request. It's still inadequate. It's just inadequate because of the popularity of this park. They built a beautiful park, and it is busy. And I feel bad for the residents on Kennedy that have to deal with the burden of the park being so busy, but it should quiet down by July. It always does. So our Linden DPW, at my request, had deployed the trash cans outside the park. They seem to be working to keep the trash off the street for the most part. We just have to keep up cleaning them. So we're going to have to do that after the weekend, every weekend. And I'm working on some striping and some signage in the Clinton Street corridor, East Linden Avenue, and West Linden Avenue. West Linden Avenue utility work got done. We don't have a date yet for Pleasant Street and West Linden Avenue to get repaving. I was going to ask Jerry if you have any more information regarding the water work that was done down there and when we can get our new road back.
Okay, Councilman. As you know, this isn't a city project, it's a utility project. However, because these projects affect the quality of life, the mayor and council president and our council want us to stay on top of the utilities, which we've done. Now, specifically with regard to not only West Linden Avenue, pardon me, but Pleasant and Smith and Rebecca, we had them do a preliminary phase 1 of a walkthrough Thursday afternoon, June 13th. The second phase of that walkthrough on those areas, a specific detailed audit with photographs and so forth, half of it was done last Thursday the 13th. The second half, again, on West Linden, Rebecca, Pleasant, and Smith, will take place this Thursday, the 20th, and we requested that they get back to us with start dates by Friday the 28th. So we'll be able to get you better information when we get our report from them. So be confident that we're on them. We can only push so far, but we got their attention.
Council President, just to finish real quick with that thought, thank you, Jerry, for that detailed explanation. And I'm glad to hear that those meetings are happening. I was unaware of that specific meeting from happening, so awesome. We repaved Rebecca and Smith last year, and I promise you that that road will be put back like the day it was made, like the day it was done last year, concrete, paving, and all. So those roads will be perfect. I promise you that. And West Linden obviously got eaten up. They're responsible to redo that road as well. I don't have the answer, and I'm not sure that Jerry has the answer right now as to what will come of Pleasant and West Linden, the parts behind the old GM, behind Walmart now, given how much concrete is still there, but it is a miserable drive, and I hope that the city and the water company can put their heads together and fix that once and for all. I mean, it's a multi-million-dollar project. However, the road's undrivable, and I hope that we can fix that. So I will be here to help facilitate that in the process. Thank you, Council President.
Okay, thank you, Councilman. Councilman Strano.
Thank you, Council President. I have the personnel agenda report in front of me here. Starting at number 1 with the Police Department. A is approving the appointment of Christopher Banks, police officer recruit, at the annual salary of $44,195, effective July 7th of 2024, and it's subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. B is approving the appointment of David Canada's police officer recruit at the annual salary of $44,195, effective July 7th, 2024, subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. C is approving the appointment of Nelson Valente, police officer recruit, at the annual salary of $44,195, effective July 7th, 2024, and it's subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. And D is approving the appointment of Ewelina Wisniewski, police officer recruit, at the annual salary of $44,195, effective July 7th of 2024, subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. E is approving the transfer of Eric DeRice to the position of public safety telecommunicator trainee full-time, effective June 18th of 2024, at the annual salary of $45,518. It's subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements, and the employee is granted a residency waiver. F is approving the appointment of Rodolfo Ituburo Marino, parking enforcement officer, full-time, at the annual salary of $37,298, effective July 8th of 2024, subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. 2, in the Office of the Construction Code, A is to approve the appointment of Marcin Rudnick, electrical subcode official, full-time, effective June 25th, 2024, at the annual salary of $85,000, subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements, and that employee is granted residency waiver as well. B is approving the posting for a clerk 1 part-time at the range of $20.49 per hour to $43.61 per hour. C is approving the posting for an electrical inspector part-time in the salary range of $39.37 an hour to $65 per hour. 3, Department of Community Services and Public Works. A is approving the appointment of Mitherson Joseph, laborer, full-time, effective June 19, 2024, at the annual rate of $18 an hour, and that's subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. B is approving the appointment of Junior Antoine, laborer, full-time, effective June 19, 2024, at the annual rate of $18 an hour, subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. C is approving the seasonal list that's on file in the clerk's office. 4, in the tax assessor's office, A is approving the appointment of Nigel Thompson, tax assessor, full-time, effective July 1st of 2024, at the annual salary of $100,000, subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. And 5, in personnel, is approving the FMLA, NJFLA leaves that are on file in the Division of Personnel. I move for approval. Request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Rivas? Mohammed? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Okay, I just have a real quick update on our wonderful skate park that is finally completed. This is on Southwood Avenue, right next to Firehouse Number 4, and behind the baseball field that's on Lower Road. I have to commend our departments, our public property, public properties, and our DPW, who and our engineering department, that had to do the finishing touches on the park to get it to the state that it's in now. It looks great. It's currently in use. I'm not privy to, or at least I'm not justified in saying that it's officially open, but we do plan to have some kind of a ribbon cutting ceremony for the park next month, and we plan to have some events held there in the future. We're working on the nuts and bolts of that right now, but it's great to see that this thing has finally come to completion. It took many, many years to get this park into the state that it's in right now. And I'm going back to probably 1999. You know, that's how long it's been since we tried to get something like this finally completed and in the right place where it's not an impact to any residents at all. And it's something that others, you know, people that don't engage in team sports will have an opportunity as individuals to participate in, and we hope to get some professionals out there as well. Maybe, like I said, it might not happen this year, but maybe next year we'll have a nice event where we'll really be able to showcase our new skate park. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Strano. Councilman Armstead.
Yes, thank you, Council President. First, I wanted to start off. The past couple of weeks, I've been getting many calls and a lot of complaints about these roads that were being milled and not paved. Some of these roads were unpaved for a few weeks or so. However, thanks to the Council President, with her help, we have rectified that problem. But from now on, when a road is being milled, it will be no longer than 5 days before they pave it. And since that time, we've got McGilvery Place paved, McCandless Place, South Broad, Ogden Street, part of Clem, and also Peter Street. We also have on our list coming up soon, Chandler Avenue and Baltimore Avenue by the off of Chandler Avenue and Baltimore Avenue. And also, I wanted to thank the DPW for doing an outstanding job. They cut all of the brush that was on East Baltimore Avenue. They cut it all out, cleaned it up really nice over there. The neighbors were definitely complaining about that. And my short, like it's very short today, and I'm going to end off with giving you my email address, which is marmstead@linden-newjersey.gov. You can contact me there, and you can also call me at 908-463-8986. I'd rather you call me because sometimes I'd rather talk to a person so I can understand them better than a letter. So please feel free to call me, and if I don't answer my call, I promise you that you will definitely get a call back from me. And that's all I have for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you, Councilman President. Good evening, all. As we enter summer month, I want to remind everyone about the importance of keeping our lawn well-maintained. It's an ordinance in our city to keep our grass clipping short and tidy. By doing so, we contribute all to a cleaner and more beautiful community. Please take care of yourself and stay safe during the heat wave. If you have any questions or concern, you can reach me at 908-583-7482, or you can email me at arodriguez@linden-newjersey.gov. Thank you for your attention and cooperation. Let's keep working together to make Linden a great place to live and have a great 4th of July. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Hudak.
Thank you. So with the summer here, the Recreation Department has many activities for our families. And for more information, please contact the department or visit their website. And I'd like to extend a thank you to our police department for responding to the city's numerous noise complaints due to the excessively loud music. If the quality of life has been infringed upon due to the excessive loud music, please call the non-emergency number of the police department at 908-474-8500. And also, please keep the members of the police department who have been called back to service to keep our freedoms in your thoughts. The 248th birthday of our nation is right around the corner, and we have many residents that have served and are currently serving, and the illegal fireworks and the sounds of the holiday of the 4th of July can resemble the sounds of war. So please be kind and courteous, and fireworks are illegal. Thank you, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Okay, before I turn the mic over to the mayor, I just want to mention we have our heat wave going on right now in the city and the state. We have the cooling centers throughout the city. They are open. We have 3 of them. One is the Linden Public Library, which is located at 31 East Henry Street. It's open from Monday to Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Thursday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We also have the JTG Center, which is located at 330 Helen Street, right behind City Hall. It's open from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and it's closed Saturday and Sunday. The last one is the Linden Multipurpose Center, which is located at 1025 John Street. It's open from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Okay, as Councilwoman Hudak had mentioned, we have many programs going on in our city with the summer months coming. We have the free playground programs, which will be opening. You can send your children to the park. They'll be taught some playground games, arts and crafts, but we also have the summer camps there as well, which are on duty, where you can send your children with their lunch boxes. It's a paid program. But there are the free playground programs, so please check out the Linden website, which is lindennj.gov, for more information on these parks. I want to make mention also, please use the parks, but please be aware, they're neighborhood playgrounds. We have 2 dog parks in the city. The dogs do not belong in the parks with the little kids running around. It's just an accident waiting to happen. So love dogs, but please utilize the dog parks or take them for a walk around the park on the outside perimeters. Okay, also, if you'd like to have a party in the park, please contact our recreation department, which again is, you'll find the information on the website, lindennj.gov. Permits are required to have a party in the park, so you just can't show up at a playground and start setting up sternos and grills. That's not allowed, okay? And we had earlier Joshua from our Linden Public Library. Again, that summer reading program kicks off with a party on June 26th from 1 to 2 p.m. And he had mentioned, again, the Linden Adventures Read Together program. They'll have their introduction and assessment on June 27th, and I encourage parents to please send your children, especially if they're struggling in reading. They will work with them to try to help bring them up to par. After post-COVID, so many children are struggling reading, so this is a great way to have somebody sit with them, a lot of times one-on-one, to get the reading back up to par. Okay, congratulations to the class of 2024. The Mayor's Youth Commission will be hosting the bash. The mayor and his staff have been working very hard, getting donations to conduct the bash. It's a safe environment for the graduates after graduation. So again, thank you to them for that. Mayor, I'll turn the mic over to you now.
Okay, thank you, Council President. She did report on quite a few things I was going to report on, namely the cooling centers. Just a special note that while she may have given you times for the cooling center, if we deem it necessary, we will expand those hours if we find that we need to keep them open longer. And you should look for that information on TV 36 and TV 42 and on our website if we would announce it there. Second thing I'd like to report on, unfortunately there's not too much more to report on, the untimely passing of Congressman Donald Payne in the 10th District, and of which Linden is a part of, has necessitated a special election, and that election will be July 16th. It's a very unusual date in the middle of the summer. The following cities are involved in Union County would be Cranford, Garwood, Hillside, Kenilworth, and of course parts of Linden, Roselle Park, and Union Township. In Essex County, it would be Caldwell, East Orange, Essex Falls, Irvington, Montclair, Newark, Orange, Verona, and West Orange. And in Hudson County, it will be Jersey City. It should be duly noted that Mayor Derek Armstead is the only candidate in Union County that's on the ballot. So, again, special election, July 16th. Polls will be open from 6 o'clock to 8 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, we're now going to move on to resolutions this evening. We have resolutions 2024-289 through 2024-314. Can I have a motion, please?
Council President, I make a motion to pass resolutions 2024-289 through 2024-315 and ask for a second.
Second.
314.
Mrs.
Sorry, Mark.
Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Rivas? Mohammed? Roman?
Point of, I'm not sure if it's a point of order, but just a clarification, 315 is tabled, is not on?
It was removed.
No.
Thank you. Then yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Excuse me, let me go back to Councilman Roman for a second and clarify.
Thank you, Jeff. Sorry, everyone.
The one that was 314 on yesterday's agenda was removed, and what was 315 became 314.
I'm sorry. I would like to change my vote. I'd just like to vote no for 314. The new 314. Thank you.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay. We're going to now move on to ordinances for first reading, beginning with ordinance 6832, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 31 zoning of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the City of Linden as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 31 zoning shall be and the same is hereby amended to read as follows. The city planner has recommended changes to the city zoning schedule and definition of development to clarify that development underground shall not be excluded from the city's building coverage requirements.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6832, please?
Yes, Council President, I move for introduction of ordinance number 6832 and request a second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Rivas? Mohammed? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6833, please.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $27,500 for acquisition of outclass breath machine for the police department and authorizing the issuance of $26,125 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6833, please?
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to make a motion that we introduce ordinance 6833 and ask for a second, please.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Rivas? Mohammed? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6834, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and is amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows. Chapter 7, Traffic, 7-33, Handicap Parking Regulations, 7-33.1A, Handicap Parking on Street. Add 3 Chatham Place.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction, please?
Council President, I move we introduce ordinance 6834 and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Rivas? Mohammed? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6835, please.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Linden referring to the Planning Board for review and comment, a redevelopment plan entitled Redevelopment Plan Block 587, Lots 6, 10, and 12, Tremley Point Road pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 40A:12A-1 at sequence.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction, please?
Council President, I move we introduce ordinance 6835 and ask for a second, please.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Yes. Rivas? Mohammed? Yes. Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6836, please.
An ordinance authorizing the repeal and deletion of Chapter 4, General Licensing, Section 4:41 at sequence, establishments that sell electronic smoking devices, effective December 31, 2024.
Can we have a motion for introduction, please?
Council President, I move for introduction of ordinance number 6836 and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Rivas? Mohammed? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6837, please.
Ordinance authorizing the acquisition by purchase and/or combination of certain real property designated as Block 338, lots 5 and 6 on the official tax maps for the purpose of construction of low and moderate income housing pursuant to the New Jersey Fair Housing Act.
Can we have a motion for introduction, please?
Council President, I move that we introduce ordinance 6837 and ask for a second, please.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Yes. Rivas? Yes. Mohammed? Yes. Roman?
No.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6838, please.
An ordinance authorizing the acquisition by purchase and/or condemnation of certain real property designated as Block 159, lots 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 on the official tax maps for the purpose of construction low and moderate income housing pursuant to the New Jersey Fair Housing Act.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction, please?
Council President, I move that we introduce ordinance 6838 and ask for a second, please.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Rivas? Mohammed? Roman?
No.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6839, please.
And a bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $2 million for the acquisition of real property for the purpose of constructing low and moderate income housing for and by the city, and authorizing the issuance of $1,950,000 in bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Can we have a motion for introduction, please?
Council President, I'd like to move that we introduce 68-39 and ask for a second, please.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Rivas? Mohammed? Roman?
No.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, we'll now move on to her comments for members of the public in attendance on city business only. No personal, political, or derogatory comments, not to exceed 3 minutes. When you come up, we ask you to state your name and address, beginning with Mr. Halloran.
Craig Halloran, 120 Donaldson Place. A couple of things. One, I didn't notice any personnel report out here on the table for us to read. I was wondering, has that been changed where they will or will not put that out? And the other thing, I noticed a lot of things in the city starts and ends at the council, such as redevelopment. But I noticed in a fairly short period of time, Meridian 2, Clark property, and the area around Nuno's on Roselle Street. In all these redevelopment projects, you have taken out laundromats. I mean, not everybody in the city is fortunate enough to have a washing machine and dryer in their home, that they depend on these laundromats. Not only is it something detrimental for senior citizens, which I talked a lot about last month, it also affects other people in the city that use these laundromats because they live in apartments that don't have them, or apartment houses that have, a small number of units in them, and they don't provide these services to the tenants. So again, I urge the city council to take this into account when you say, look, we need redevelopment in an area. That's somewhat of another issue, but please take into all the things that are going on with this redevelopment. If you're taking out already, like I said, I named 3 laundromats that are on the block. 2 of them are gone already. 1 of them is on the block for another demolition project to be redeveloped. Again, these things may sound small to the council, but they're not to the citizens of Linden. We have a great city here. Let's keep it going. But let's think about all the things that add up to all of this, okay? I believe that's all I had to say. Outside of Mayor, I enjoyed your spot on the New Jersey Spotlight News today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Halloran. And a good point about the laundromats, I have a washing machine, but I like to use the big heavy duty for my comforters, so, thank you.
It was a mistake by staff.
All right. Personnel report should have been out there. One of the employees did not do it, so I'm sure if you contact the clerk's office, we can get it to you, okay? Thank you. All right. I believe it's Alan Gerstein? Yes. Please state your name and address for the
Alan
record.
Gerstein, 7 Mountain Avenue. And good evening, everyone. I wanted to share the results of a survey that speaks to hiring practices for municipal positions. Okay? In January of this year, there was a survey sponsored by ResumeBuilder.com. They surveyed 1,131
Sir,
hiring
could you just move the
managers.
microphone down a little bit?
Sorry.
Moved it.
So the survey sent out, contacted 1,131 US-based hiring managers. And the results were 26% of hiring managers said that they are less likely to move forward with Jewish applicants. The top reason for negative bias is belief that Jews have too much power and control. 23% of respondents said that they wanted fewer Jews in their industry. Okay? Jews are far from perfect. I can think of several I'd like to boot in the butt myself. If you see something in the Jewish community that is not in the best interests of Linden, please call them out. Don't hesitate. Okay? Speak to them. Let them know what they're doing wrong. Tell them why. Don't lurk in the shadows, okay? Inciting, inspiring hatred. That just gets innocent people hurt. In January 9th of this year at Columbia High School in Maplewood, one student turned to the other and said, "I can't wait to smack that Jew in the face." This was a couple of weeks after swastikas appeared in the bathrooms. Okay? So if you have a gripe, discuss it with the Jewish community. Don't hesitate. Okay? Don't lurk in the shadows. That just gets innocent people hurt and propagates hate. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, sir. Okay, Pat Hero? Please state your name and address, Pat.
Pat Hero, 100 West Elizabeth Avenue. While on June 21st, the state is celebrating Juneteenth, and I also would like us to, in our celebration, pause for just a moment and remember that on June 21st, 2024, marks the 60th anniversary of the deaths of an African-American young man, James Chaney, Jewish-American Andrew Goodman, and Jewish-American Michael Schwerner. Maybe you remember Freedom Summer in Mississippi. These men were workers in the civil rights movement and went to Mississippi to register voters. 20 black Mississippi churches were also burned that year. Freedom isn't free. Let's remember the sacrifice these men made. I'm thankful that I grew up in Linden because I was brought up to respect people of all backgrounds and associated with people who had different ethnic groups, different religions, different colors. We all got along. We learned with each other and from each other. That's why I was so surprised at Mayor Armstead's comment, which she has apologized for, and I will not repeat here. He's lived in Linden for so long, and I hoped he would appreciate the diversity of the community. He supports Linden First. The Orthodox Jewish community who lives in Linden and other places has every right to be considered for employment, as well as anyone else who meets the job qualifications. In a time when religious persecution and anti-Semitism is on the rise in our country and around the world, we must rise up and remember that our country was founded on the principles of religious liberty and stand with those who exercise the rights our country was founded upon. As religious freedom scholar Charles Haynes says, religious freedom as a legal right means little unless people of all religions are safe to practice their faith, wear their religious garb, speak their truth, and in other ways follow their conscience without fear of discrimination, persecution, or violence. Thomas Jefferson, who wrote the Declaration of Independence, said that the constitutional freedom of religion, the most inalienable and sacred of all human rights. I close with some words from Sojourner Truth. Truth is powerful, and it prevails. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Hero. John Kazor.
John Kazor, 23 West Munsell Avenue. Hi, everybody. Everybody's here today. It's nice to see everyone. Like my curls? Forgot my big hat. You know, I don't even really think the article was so much to do with that. That was just used to for sensationalize. It was really to do with the whole Board of Ed president and the superintendent saying to hire Haitians and African Americans. So hopefully we get to the bottom of that. We're in a big lawsuit right now. I always end with a quote. Today I'm going to start with a quote. My quote's by my councilman, John Francis Roman. I will continue to fight for the public, regardless of what they continue to do to me. They, meaning you, lie to all of you constantly. They lie about me, try to paint me in a bad light, all because they want to silence me. For as long as I hold this office, I will continue to expose anything that is done by the Armstead administration that is not on the level. And trust me, this leaves me no shortage of things to discuss with you. Man, I missed that, John Roman. I do appreciate you voting no for the housing today, but you know what I'm talking about when I say things to discuss. Today's an anniversary, June 18th, 2013, 11 years. Let's see if anybody remembers this. One more time. And your vote is, my vote is yes, Mr. President. Mayor Armstead, do you remember what that was? Today is the anniversary of you voting yes for the garbage tax. Let me say something. The garbage tax, nobody cares about the garbage tax. Every time he posts on Facebook, he talks about eliminating the garbage tax. I promise you, no one cares. 11 years later, about $120 garbage tax that you voted yes for. So I just want everyone to hear that he did vote yes for that 11 years ago today. Quick check. The way they describe it, I really hate the way they describe the quick check development. The area was overrun by high crime rates, rampant drug activity, and prostitution. Prostitution? I've never seen, the only prostitution I've seen in this city is Derek Armstead selling his ass to the nearest developer. Excuse me.
No derogatory comments?
I'm sorry, no, Rosenfeld versus New Jersey. I'm allowed to curse and say whatever I like. I know that for a fact, okay? I hate having my intelligence insulted. They went further to say that these apartments are specifically designed for singles. They are designed apartments for singles, and that they're to prevent overcrowding in the schools. What's going on? Okay, I know. I just want to make sure we're all good.
Let's please stick to city business.
This is city business right here. So I would just like to say, go to Meridia before or after school and to see the buses dropping the kids off and picking the kids up. I'm friends with the regional manager over there. He says there's a very decent amount of kids over there, and the overcrowding of schools is a major issue. And then they went on to say, I don't know if it's his wife or Arm saying this stuff, that because the other apartments had zero impact on our schools, these apartments are too small to raise a family, and most people would not around to raise a family around the train station.
Your time is up. Virginia Malik, please.
I'm not done.
Please state your name and address again for the record.
Virginia Malik, Linden Pugh Road. All I could just say is, Ms. Ormond, when you were talking about property management, I should be talking to you about that. I just want to give a shout out to the Engineering Department, Public Works Department, and the Health Department for helping to eliminate, at least they removed a fair amount of debris that was in a neighbor's yard that was causing some severe flooding in the backyard to a third to a half of the property. I just have to wait until a storm comes to see if that flooding is eliminated. But one thing which I do have to say is property management, or lack of it, is running rampant, and I'll be addressing this to a number of people in the city. Also, I want to thank the police department. 2 weeks ago, when my lawn was being cut, the grass cutter came running to the front and screaming. We found a 3, maybe 4 foot iguana in my backyard. I have a highly developed backyard with flowers and a lot of vegetation, and here was this iguana. I don't know how, well, thank you to the police department for coming to the rescue, removing this creature. I don't know how or who let that size iguana in my backyard, all right? Or how it got there. Maybe it just likes all the flowers that I have back there. And again, I mentioned about the property management, which is a serious issue. People not really caring about their property and how it impacts your property. Even though I was told if something grows over to your property, but when it starts raising up the shingles on your roof and you cut it down, what recourse do you have? The last question that I have, and I don't know if I would be allowed to ask this, on 6839, when they talk about real property, can someone define what that real property is? This was on the first reading, and it was for the purpose of construction of low and moderate income housing. So was eminent domain declared for that? Or instead of saying like real estate, what is meant by real property? Can someone quickly address that?
Tracy? Cosby?
So just as a matter of course, we just want to make sure that you understand that this is the first reading, so it's not, this is on introduction, it's not on a hearing, but just based on general terminology, real property simply means real estate.
Oh,
That's what it is versus personal property like jewelry.
All right, so the real property, but was, in terms of acquiring this, eminent domain was not declared on any of this property that was purchased, or I can't ask that question? I have
That's
to.
not something that's before us today, and I
Okay,
can't
so
provide
who would I
guidance.
address that to anyhow if I wanted to raise that issue or ask that question in detail? That's number
39?
3839, right?
Okay.
I would go to
You reach
economic
out to-
development, or economic,
Go to who?
Alex Laspinosa in
Yes.
economic development.
The mayor's
Got it.
office.
Fair enough, thank
You
you.
reach out to me, I'll give you his
Sure.
information. Thank you, Ms. Allen. Okay, Bob Sadowski.
Bob,
Bob, please state your name.
Bob, turn on your microphone, Bob. Your microphone.
There you go.
Thank you. Now you could hear me. I said, it's nice to see your smiling faces and so on. Okay, first of all, with John, you had mentioned something. I just want to mention that they did the paving, and they did a wonderful job.
Good to hear that.
I give them credit for that. But my old thing is that part of that 6th Ward should be one-way streets, one way. We're lucky we've had no serious accidents, really lucky. Okay, that's just mention it, but John is doing a good job, and I hope the tree cutters come around.
Thank you, sir. I'll make sure they go right to
Okay.
Cedar.
The reason I'm here, I didn't even know he was coming, is to talk about the Linden Public Library. Between my wife and myself, we've been going to the mostly her, we've been going to the library over 70 years. And with the new director, I saw him the other day, Joshua Melisari, we talked about different things, and he seems to be a person who can lead. He's very upcoming, he's looking ahead. He's someone that you can work with. When I was a council person, I was on the board, the library board, and dealt with the people on the third floor and the second floor and blah, blah, blah. But what I want to talk about is the people on the first floor. I guess the typical librarian. I go in there, about 2 weeks ago, I had a problem. They spent a half hour helping me out. They do that every time. Then you have the custodians. They're either outside cutting the lawn or they're inside, and if you need help, they come and they help you. It's just a nice atmosphere. But like I said, I just wanted to bring it up that I think with him, the library will go forward. It's something that I guess Linden should be proud of. But like I said, now at the end of the summer, I'm sure there's a lot of people who should be signing up for it. You don't know what you're missing. So just a shout out, or whatever you want to call it, to the library, custodians, everyone else. Thank you for the time, and it's nice seeing some of your faces. Some. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Councilman.
Bob. Thank you. As Bob had mentioned, there are adult reading programs, so we encourage you to use that library. But thank you for the shout out. The next library board meeting, Bob, I will make sure I mention it to library board. Okay, Diane Wilberding?
Diane Wilverding, 6th Ward. Council President, didn't we used to be able to ask questions about the resolutions right after you voted on them?
Before we had changed the council rules?
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I have some questions. Like those Century safety sticks, there was 300 and 301. Are those things that, where it's, my bagel, where I go to a bagel shop, and it's right on the corner and it's X'd off. And I was looking for a camera because they said, don't park there, which I didn't. And it's like a pole. Oh, that's what that's, all right. So you're going to put more other places?
That's for the same, that's a
Okay.
contract for them.
And then I wanted to ask about low-income housing, which I am for, but I didn't understand. I guess Block 338, that's Amici's, but I didn't know what part of town, Block 159, there's lots 7 to 12, where that was going up. And like I said, price of housing and rent, I can't believe the price of rent. Last time I rented, don't fall over, I paid $650 a month for a 2-bedroom. That was the last time I rented. But, no, I wanted to ask about the, where that was. Are you allowed to tell
The other
me?
property is on St. George Avenue by the old post office, by the firehouse.
It's the laundromat and
Over
that
there.
whole area
Excuse
right
me.
there. Sorry, Councilman.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you don't remember the old Big Banana?
I'm sorry, what?
The old Big Banana, and there's a laundromat in there, Kessler. Not the new one, the old one. We had the Linden Board of Education renting the property.
Yeah, I know where that is, that
over there.
side. Well, so the Linden Board of Ed isn't going to have that
I don't
science
think
thing
they're-
there?
I don't think they're even renting that anymore.
Okay, so you're going to put
It's at-
some there?
over there by the post office, okay?
Okay. All right, that's what I want to ask about.
Thank you. Okay, can we have a motion to close the public comment portion of the meeting, please?
Council President, I make a motion that we close the public portion and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Rivas? Mohammed? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, comments from members of the governing body? Did anyone wish to speak? Okay, anyone else? Okay, Councilwoman Caldwell, we'll begin with you.
I just want to say congratulations to Councilman Mohammed on his graduation, and I want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Okay, Councilman Mohammed?
Yes, I think also I need to study mental health, and my next line of study would be psychoanalysis, and I will be available to assist anyone who's having mental health issues and recovery issues that are recovering from the effects of drugs. And as a result of that, may cause them to act out in a very rude and obnoxious manner, and they're not really responsible for it because of the fact they have mental health issues, which I will assist them in getting referral. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Councilman Strano?
I don't wish to be repetitious, but I also would like to wish everybody a happy and safe 4th of July, and to remember, just like any other holidays, based on the fact that we gained our independence, I'm not going to do the math, 200 and how many years ago? Somebody do that for me?
248.
Okay, I'm going to go with that. Thank you.
Okay. Mayor Armstead?
Yes, Council President. I'd like to make a comment with regards to our housing and what we refer to as workforce housing. It seems to me for years now we've been talking about all the development and not trying to address the low to moderate income housing problems that exist. So now that we've come up with a plan to address those who are less fortunate and on lower incomes, I find it very disturbing, disheartening that some members of the council would be against it, because they were the same council members who were telling us that all this development, we were forcing out those who couldn't afford and denying them access to affordable housing. So it's kind of mind-boggling when I see people vote against it now, and they were always for it. The other thing I'd like to talk about is all this talk about, what allegedly happened and what allegedly was said with regards to certain groups in town. Is also troubling because, number one, anytime there's a lawsuit involved and you got a person suing a Board of Education, one should be very mindful of all the things that come out during a lawsuit. I mean, what does something that the mayor said have to do with a lawsuit with the Board of Education? And just to clarify things, as we searched, and we did a deep search, we have found that not one person from that community has applied for a job. In fact, we haven't found, even for that matter, even a Jewish person, period, who's applied for a job during the time frame that he's alleging that this alleged discrimination has occurred, that we know of. No, we did a deep dive on this. That we know of. So. It's pretty disheartening when you see people jump on a bandwagon and they don't have all the facts. And again, the facts of the matter is that we know of, there hasn't been one person from the Hasidic community who applied. There hasn't even been one person of Jewish origin who's applied for a job within the last 2 years in the Board of Education. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilman Roman?
Thank you, Council President. I just want to, I don't want to sugarcoat it. I'm a little bit more direct. The mayor was saying I shouldn't vote no against condemning property and forcing the buy. Basically what those ordinances, which are only on introduction, so they're coming out hearing next month, they passed obviously, what they're doing is that we're borrowing money at 4% interest. We're borrowing $2 million of your money that you're going to have to pay back plus 4% so that we can literally condemn and take people's property. So we can build low-income housing. I'm all for low-income housing. I know a lot of people who need it right now. Every day someone messaged me saying, do you know where I can stay in the sixth ward? It's too expensive. I need help. I get it. But I'm not for condemning people's property. I'm not for forcing development A lot of money is exchanged in hands in those situations, and I'm just not about it, and I'm going to vote no. I don't want anything to do with it. Thank you, Council President. I appreciate you.
The fact of the matter is that people who don't reside in this community don't understand the need of our communities anymore because they certainly don't live here anymore, so they don't care about
You're
what's going on.
basically open about making money off of this at this point.
He doesn't live here anymore, so why would he care about what's going on here?
Who are you talking
Let's move on.
Listen, I live in Linden every night of life. I better get credit for it, Council President. I got assaulted outside my house the other day.
Okay, the next council meeting will be
With all due
as
respect,
follows.
this isn't the Linden that we as a council signed
Councilman.
up for.
Councilman,
Now you're going to take people's property so you can make money?
Councilman,
Fuck outta here.
enough. Okay, the next council meetings will be as follows. Council meeting Monday, July 15th, please make note of this, at 5 p.m. in the council conference room, City Hall. Council meeting Monday, July 15th, at 7 p.m. in the council chambers, City Hall. Note there is no council meeting on Tuesday, July 16th, due to the special congressional election being held on that date. These meetings will all be held in person. I also want to make mention that City Hall will be closed tomorrow, June 19th, for Juneteenth.
No, June 21st.
Oh,
June 21st, Friday.
Friday we're closed? Okay. Correction, we're closed June 21st for Juneteenth. So that's this Friday coming. Can we have a motion to adjourn, please?
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Yes. Rivas? Mohammed? Yes. Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes.